Human logic generally follows a predictable path of self-preservation. We assume our choices map to a basic survival instinct: maximize success and avoid unnecessary waste. This chart displays the statistical reality of a standard lottery. This microscopic sliver on the right represents the probability of a win, while this massive, overwhelming area represents a mathematical certainty of loss. When the objective is strictly to acquire capital, spending resources on a system engineered to drain them is an irrational strategy. Yet millions of people participate daily. They are driven by a biological craving for uncertainty. The suspended tension of unpredictable physics delivers a specific neurochemical payoff that survival logic cannot account for. Understanding risky behavior requires looking past the financial outcome to examine the internal engine driving the choice. Every calculated risk begins with a race against uncertainty, usually backed by an underlying expectation of failure. This line graph shows dopamine release during a predictable event. When the outcome is known, levels maintain a flat baseline. Winning against the odds is an unexpected anomaly. The brain produces a massive spike because the delta between expected failure and sudden victory is extreme. This chemical flood results in an immediate, intense physical high. In this biological context, a guaranteed victory provides less neurochemical impact than an improbable one. High-stakes betting functions as emotional arbitrage. The player trades a high probability of loss for the chance to trigger an outsized biological rush. Since the math guarantees repeated failure, logic suggests the game should eventually lose its appeal. But a specific cognitive glitch prevents the player from stopping. This is known as the near-miss phenomenon. When a desired outcome is just missed, the brain categorizes the event as a sign of progress rather than a total failure. It treats a loss as a state of almost winning. This chart shows how the near miss bypasses the brain's internal stop mechanisms. Instead of reaching a dead end, the signal loops back and stimulates the urge to repeat the attempt immediately. While a near miss is mathematically identical to a total loss, it remains the most effective neurological snare for sustaining behavioral momentum. The final component of the loop is the element of personal agency. The architecture requires that the player has the physical control to repeat the activity at will. Granting a person physical control over a system that yields unpredictable results generates escalating anticipation. This is why actions like pulling a lever or pressing a button are often performed in rapid, obsessive succession. This marriage of repeatability and the hope for a positive outcome completes the addictive feedback loop. When human beings are given physical agency over uncontrollable odds, it rewires the risk-reward circuitry, turning an isolated choice into a self-sustaining machine. These three pieces, unpredictable loss, the dopamine spike of victory, and the lure of the near miss, all snap together through agency to form a continuous loop. These systems are high-precision instruments designed to exploit human chemistry. Every ticket and every bet buys a temporary window of high-stakes chemical anticipation. Recognizing this architecture provides a way to recategorize the experience. When you see a near miss as a data point in a pre-programmed loop rather than a sign of progress, the biological urge loses its logical cover. Because of how the dopamine loop is structured, the most dangerous part of taking a calculated risk isn't the certainty of losing, it's the illusion of almost winning.